Hello everyone. This video we have recorded for design and development of web pages. Now this particular video is for IT Skills Lab. This video will give you the knowledge about basic web technologies such as web browser, web server, client server model, URL, SEO, domain names and domain name systems, DNS. So these are the topics what we will cover in these videos. Now first we will start with web browsers. Most of us are familiar with these web browsers. These are used to browse the applications or browse the information over the internet. Here in the web browser you can view the website. Now what is a website? About that we will discuss in the future. Actually web browser displays web pages, and on your screen you can see different types of web browsers such as Mozilla Firefox. You can just look into this diagram. This is a Mozilla Firefox. This is Internet Explorer. This is Opera. This is Chrome. So like that there are different types of web browsers are there, and there is Apple Safari also, even Edge, Microsoft Edge. This is Microsoft Edge, and this is Internet Explorer. Like that there are different types of web browsers. Actually what exactly web browser is doing, that is a question here. It renders HTML code, or even sometime it is rendering the codes from a JavaScript or any other applications, and displays it as a web page. Now what do you mean by rendering? If you ask me, whatever the code written in HTML, that is transformed into the web format. So that is what the web browser is doing. Now let us discuss about web server. So to understand this web server, we have to go back and understand how we are using our internet. Yes, before going for this web browser, I want to show you some examples of this web browsers. So I will come back here. Here you see on my laptop I have a Mozilla Firefox. This is Mozilla Firefox. Here at the top it is not displaying it as a Mozilla Firefox, but with this symbol you can identify this is Mozilla Firefox. And then we got Google Chrome. You just look into this icon. So this is Google Chrome. This also we are using to browse the internet, and even any website if you want to open, you just open with this, such as google.com or youtube.com. any of this you can browse. Okay, now the internet connection is not there. Just make the internet connection so you can see the browse. Okay, now I have made an internet connection. Now I will refresh it. I have given google.com. I want to give some practical implementation also, otherwise what happens, everything will turn into the theory concept. So okay, just we will wait for it. Now we can see here the Google is visible. Similarly I can do the same in Mozilla Firefox also. Here you can find YouTube. If you want to open, just click on that, you will open YouTube. This is how you can use different browsers. So this is Internet Explorer, or it is also called as a Microsoft Edge nowadays. Here also you can use, this is the address bar where you can type the address and you can access. Here we are accessing YouTube in Internet Explorer. These are all different browsers. If you go by mobile, you will have Opera Mini or Chrome browser in your mobiles also. So this concept we can call it as a browser. So browsers are used to access the web page or the websites over the internet. So this is regarding the web browser. Now let us clarify with the term, the next term, that is a web server. Now to understand this also I will use a web browser, because I don't want to give more practical things. It's a theoretical concept, but we should know exactly practically how it is implemented. Then only we will have a better idea. Now here, what is web server we will try to understand first, then we will go and take an example. Now I am using my laptop. So what I am giving here in my laptop, in my web browser, I am typing www.google.com. So here in my laptop you can see here I am using my web browser and I am sending one request. Where I am sending a request? I am sending a request to the web server. Web server is a place where all these web files or websites are stored. So there are number of web servers are there, and whatever the web address I have typed, I will just type it now. So I will give one example. So I will type www. I will use swayam.ca. It is already typed, so I can just select it here. I will just simply use swayam.gov.in. So I am just trying to take the time, means I want to reduce the time of typing. So here you see it's still processing, so it is taking time. Meanwhile we will go back here and we will check what is a web server. See here, when I just typed that command, it sends a request to the web server, and the web server is responding. Means if there is no issue with the internet connection or a network, it will send the web page what I have requested, and that is called as a response. Now exactly what is a web server? Web server is a computer that runs a website, and it is a computer program that distributes web pages as they are requested. Means when I type the website, any of the links, here one more example I will take. Here just go back to this. Yeah, here you see Swayam. Correct. Now here what I can do is, see, next I am typing something else here, or I want to see the different courses in Swayam. I will just tell you how we can use it. So I'm just clicking all courses. I have just clicked one link. It is opening one more page. That is what we call request. That is what we call request. Here you see it is showing these pages. Okay. Now this is what it is doing. The web server, its main objective is to store, process and deliver the web pages to the user. This is what we call web server. Means here we have discussed about two concepts. One is web browser, which is used to access the web pages, and web pages are stored in a web server that will be accessed by just giving a web address. Now let us discuss about a client server model. So when we talk about a client server model, here I will go back once again and I will just discuss this, because I am coming back here because here also we are using a client server model. If you try to understand what is a client and what is a server, then if you go for the next diagram or a next step, it will be far better. Here you see I am using my laptop, and through a web browser I am requesting a page. Now I am the client who is requesting the web page. So here in this diagram you see PC, smartphone, laptop, what we are using, who is requesting is a client. Now web server is web server which is responding to our request. It is a server. So I hope you got a better idea what is a client and what is server. Whenever you start internet and request for something over the net, okay, so request is sent by a client and response is made by the server. Okay, now we will go by the points what is given here. The client server model describes how the server provides resources and services to one or more clients. So here the model is deciding how the server is going to provide the resources or services to the clients. So here some examples are there for servers, web servers which are responsible for displaying web pages, mail servers which is called as SMTP is responsible for sending or receiving mails, and file servers which are responsible for uploading that and downloading the files over the internet. Each of these servers provide resources to client devices such as desktop computers, laptop computers and tablets. So this is regarding client server model. Now let us discuss about URL. URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. Actually URL is nothing more than an address of a given unique resource on the web. URL points to, I will just go through these points and I will discuss exactly what is URL. URL points to unique resources such as HTML page, a CSS document and images, etc. And about HTML page, CSS document, don't bother about this now, because in the next session we will learn what is HTML or what is HTML page. Okay, now here some examples are given for URL. It is given as https developers.mozilla.org. So we will try the same thing, correct? So here just we will try to understand what is a URL. The name suggests Uniform Resource Locator. It is the address of a unique resource. Here Mozilla has some resources. So Mozilla resource, if you want to get, I will go back to the browser. Here I have used swayam.org.in. So this is also a https www.swayam.gov.in. This is also a URL. This URL is pointing to Swayam. See, it is pointing to the home page of Swayam platform. Similarly, you can go for any other. I will just try any other. Okay, I will just try this one example they have given here, www.google.co.in. so this is the URL of Google website. Like that we can just use this to access the web page or home page of the website. Next we will go for, so these are some of the examples. Yeah, if I click on this directly it will take me to that link. I think I will just check. Yeah, see here it is opening. This is, otherwise you have to type this, correct? So this is what is URL. So link was available here, so it made us easier to just click and go for that. So this is regarding the Mozilla Firefox what we have used. Now let us discuss about SEO. This is one of the nice concepts what I like, and I want to work on this concept. Nowadays this particular SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. It is one of the beautiful concept nowadays where you can get a job, and the job title is called as a digital marketing. Now exactly what is SEO? That is a question here. You must have noticed when you open the website you are getting number of ads. So that is one of the technique to attract the people. But to understand SEO, so the name itself suggests Search Engine Optimization. We will take Google. So Google is a search engine. So first let us understand exactly what is search engine. Now to access any website you need this URL, correct? Suppose assume that you don't have any URL. So in that case you can go for Google, correct? And here Google is a search engine. You can type search engines.